So what's going on, guys? This is 97 Lego Maniac, and here's my video review of the custom-made and revamped minifigures of the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. And here you can see here we have StarLord, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot. And yep. So most of if you guys remember, they were from the official Lego set, but I just basically make my own versions of them, just like making some little touches like StarLord, or giving different looks like Gamora, or just like minor changes, like more minor changes like for Drax especially, and Rocket, and or something completely custom made, which is Groot back here. And yeah, if you guys are wondering how I did the background here, this is basically my computer screen. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do that from now on because it's better than just looking at a white background and probably might hurt your eyes. So yeah. So that's basically what we have here, and let's just get started with this minifigure. So here we have Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, aka StarLord, and yeah, I'm gonna stick with the blue background from now on because it's actually a lot better. You can see a lot more detailing on the minifigure. So you can see what I basically did. I didn't really do that much on StarLord, but he was still pretty hard to like revamp and add some little detailing, make some changes. Because of all the sculpting and all this crazy idea, and that I decided to add because I like it better that way. I didn't do anything on the back or the front because I think it's already perfect. There's no need basically, because look with all the detailing that you see that Lego incorporated on the front torso. It's a lot better and it's really good. And also what I did for the arms was I make sure I get the Ravager symbol right, which is like in tan color. And I got that really well, and adding some. And this is the first time I actually used copper paint on a minifigure, and so yeah, making sure that arm looks pretty well. I would have added I was thinking adding some green stuff here to make that shoulder a little bit bigger, but it didn't really matter that much. And this shoulder doesn't really, this arm doesn't really have anything because it's just streaks. So I guess that's supposed to be an orb, I guess. So I don't know. And if you take a close look at his guns. His guns was actually extremely difficult to paint. All these detailings on with a purple thing to like with yellow with all these like stripes. And yeah, you can see also the booster, the blaster. The top part is the orange to show like a heavy, deadly ammo, I guess, and the bottom is like basically to electricity stun. And it's basically on the guns. I have to do the same thing twice, and it was so annoying. And looking at his legs, there's nothing much on his legs, really. And because it was just basically painting some boot details, and I sculpted his boosters on the side, adding some red. And it's really hard to paint the red, make sure it stays there, because they tend to scratch up. I can't sand the legs at all. Oh, I think I just broke his antenna. Oh crap. Oh, no matter, I'll just make a new one. But there was an antenna here that for his headphones, but that just popped off. That was embarrassing. So yeah, now we can take a look at his head. So basically, you can see this is his Sony Walkman head, and I like to display him like this because that's StarLord. He likes to listen to music and all, so it's really cool. And the way it works is you have to take his Sony Walkman off. It's a little plastic super glue in here, so you can put in his torso, and you take off the headpiece, and you can see what I did. Oh, that fell. What it is, it's what this really is. Just zoom up just in case. This is basically his standard head. The head he has in a Lego official set. It's just the strap here is made with green stuff, and the actual headphones on the side. They're actually like you know those like little Lego joysticks that that circle part. Yeah, that's what it is. And I super glued some strings and get this, and you got their Sony Walkman. This is the tiniest thing I had to paint, and so it doesn't really look that good, but I try my best. And you can see like the power button, all that good stuff. And yeah, and he does come with an alternative head, and he does call it an alternative head, which is his helmet, and he still looks awesome even without his awesome little different headgear here, and with all these gold paints. And Lego did a really good job. And in fact, I think they should have done this with the eyes to make it look like it's more glowy, and which is basically just to like dot all those all the white dots with using a makeup sponge I have to add some red, sure, and so it kind of has this glowy effect. His hair was painted to match exactly like this, and I mixed some gunmetal silver with gray paints so you can get that nice shiny effect on the helmet. All these detail painted here is just wonderful, and yeah, yep, and that's basically it. And I really love, and I didn't want to change the face at all, because of that smile, that smirk is definitely StarLord, his personality. And you can have this angry side if you want, but I personally like this side. I don't really like when minifigures show teeth, unless if it's something like Joker or Red Skull, but because it's just weird in my opinion. So again, and now putting this back, to put this back, you have to be pretty careful with it. First, you need to remove his torso. It's easier to do this first. Put on the head and slide this inside his torso while you connect them. And yep, and now you can have them jam and listen to Hook on a Feeling. So yeah, no, so that's basically it for Peter Quill, or aka StarLord, and let's move on to the next minifig. We have the adopted daughter of Thanos herself, and that's Gamora, and she is really cool, and I really like how she turned out. So starting with the head, Lego did a really good job with her head, making that facial expression just right, and we're getting all the coloring, and you can see like the silver bits they added, and it's really good. And this is actually one of my favorite female Lego official female superhero characters. Usually they don't get them right, because the only ones they get right is basically like is Gamora, Pepper, and that's basically it, because they don't have those weird cheekbones like what Black Widow had or Lois Lane has. So I'm glad that she looks exactly like Zoe Saldana, and it's really cool. And all I basically did was for the hair piece was just add some little more red streaks, because it's more red than from Violet in the movie. The way I see it, it just looked a little bit more red than Violet. So I just add some red streaks here. You can kind of see it. So, and I basically, the torso is all painted by me. I just finished her, like just like a few hours ago. So yeah, you can see with all these costume design. I like this costume better than the one that Lego gave us. I mean, it's fine. It's cool what Lego gave us, because she did wore that, but that's like basically the end of the movie. She wore this the majority of the time. Besides, if we have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, maybe we can have another Lego sets, and I can just display them in their Guardian suit instead of their own little suit they have. And with all the detailing there, you can see it's really interesting to make her suit. So with all these like laces and lace detailings, and with the belt, and you see the curve. I would use Ariel like torso, but they cost money, and the back is a little bit underwhelming, because I was just a little bit too lazy on that. But I honestly don't care. Besides, most people always just looks at the front of the minifigure, so it doesn't really matter. And this is actually not a light green arm Lego piece. I mean, this arm was actually just painted on, and so because I don't have any official lime green arms or lime green hands, so it's just basically black hands. And and I add some silver dots for her rings. She has like 3 rings on this finger, and she has like 4 rings on the other, and yeah, this is pretty cool. And for her legs, and she has a little bit more detail on her legs, but I try to paint as much as I can, because it's just too much. So this leg, you can see there's like that's where she'll put her sword, the Godslayer, and here's another section of her legs, which is a little bit different than what we see here, because it's supposed to be different. And yeah, I like with all the blue detailing designs, especially for here. And yeah, she is extremely posable, No scratches, no marks, no nothing. Dang it. I keep dropping my minifigures so many times. I don't know why. It's just a problem of mine. So yeah, that's basically self-explanatory. So basically, the majority of this is painted, except for the head and the hairpiece. Part of the hairpiece. Those are actually Lego's official. Some Gamora. So that's basically it. Let's just move on to the next minifig. The next minifigure we have is Drax Destroyer, and he was played by Dave Bautista. Did I say that right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, he's actually a pretty good character in the film, but the actor, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just compared to the others, it's not as good. But I don't blame him because Dave Bautista, I believe he's like he's mostly a wrestler all the time. And this is like his second film that he's ever been, so I wouldn't blame him. So yeah, I know a lot of you look at Michael MGS and you see that it's all green. I appreciate what Michael MGF did by making him all green, and I understand his reasonings. So, but and I do agree that he's not completely gray in the movie. If you look in the movie, he does look kind of gray, but he kind of has this weird shade of green on him. It's like a muddy grayish green color. I don't know, but I honestly don't want to paint this whole entire figure with hints of green mixed with gray. I don't want to do that because it's a complete waste of time. So I decided to just leave him as gray. Because besides painting all these details, it will be extremely annoying. So Lego did a really great job with Drax Destroyer. He really does look like the actor on Dave Bautista. So it's really cool. And all these, I really love the design, and it's kind of cute how they, instead of using actual skeletal heads, they use Lego skeletal heads for the tattoo detail on the front, the back, and on this arm. And what I basically did for this top torso is just paint extra like tattoos on the side of his arms where Lego can't really print. And I'll zoom up a little bit closely. Hopefully if it focused well. You can see all basically those are this part here, this on the inside. Yeah, that's all painted. Nothing on the inside here. On the back, yeah, and these are painted. You can kind of tell the difference by you can see that the thick marks are basically the paint, while the smooth marks are basically the printed. And yeah, I really love this minifigure. He has to easily be one of my top favorite minifigures from Lego because with all these detailing he has, it's great. And same thing with this arm. That arm painted, and that's painted, and even the top part is painted just to connect things a little more. And for his blades, what I use, they're actually the Dagger of Time blades from Prince of Persia. And so yeah, I just like basically painted that. You can kind of see still a little bit of gold on it. So yeah, I basically use them for his daggers, or swords, whatever you want to call them, because I think it's just more accurate than the standard knives that Lego gave Drax here. So, and his legs are relatively simple design. It's not that hard to make, and he is extremely posable. I didn't have to sand his legs at all because it moves so freely. There's no need. All these detailing here, it's not that hard. I mean, and so this minifigure was actually my first Guardians of the Galaxy minifigure I actually finished, because he's just so simple, and there's really nothing much I have to say. So let's just move on to the next minifig. The next minifigure we have is Rocket, and he has to be one of my favorite minifigures of 2015. Well, technically 2014 since I made him, but you know, it's a new year, and I'm making this showcase video this year, so it'll technically count as 2015. What I did here, I really love what Lego did with Rocket. I mean, but the problem is they could have gave him a little more aggressive facial expression, and he's not that gray. So what I did, I just add streaks of brown to give him look like it's brown fur. That's why you see on the arm, you can see some gray on it. But yeah, that's just basically saying he's black. I mean, he's brown mixed with gray. He's a gray-brown raccoon. So and starting in the front with the head, on the bottom you can see I painted the mouth. I painted teeth on to give him an aggressive facial expression, and I used threads and then just and super glued them to his head to make whiskers, and I think and it looks awesome like that. And I painted like the inside part of his ear. I gave him I gave him like a little eyebrow, making him like, aggressive and all. And I outlined the shoulder bits here, and I didn't do anything in the front torso because I think it looks perfect. But I didn't paint stuff on the legs, just give it more extra detailing around. And the back, I changed this part and making something. And yeah, it's basically almost this detail is almost the same as here, but you couldn't really tell it anyway because it's just cool. And the tail bit is the same thing with the brown mixed with gray, and I had some black stripes on this tail because that's what raccoons usually have. And the gun is completely made by me, and you can't get them to stand with this, but at least it's reasonable size though. So I try and make this reasonable as I can, as size wise. But you know, he's gonna be standing on a Lego platform anyway, so you wouldn't really mind. You wouldn't really care if he is a problem. He's just keep falling down all the time, because he won't, because he's gonna be on the Lego stud and he'll be fine. So yeah, that's basically it on Rocket, and he's one of the best minifigs and I ever customized or revamped, especially with the whiskers. I really love that with all the super glue and all. So yeah, I gotta make use of that stuff. It's really good. And yep. And the last minifigure, let's just get on with that. Here's easily my #1 favorite minifigure of 2015, and that is Groot. And this is what I did. I did not like the Legos Groot because it's just goddamn ugly. So what I did, I just made my own, starting with its head. This head is actually just a normal minifigure head, but it's just I just sculpted green stuff on top of it. Now this probably isn't that movie accurate, because his face is kind of flat and he kind of has like weird it's like a weird cone shape here. It doesn't look humanoid that much. If you guys know the Moose Figs, yeah, his Groot, that captured the appearance. And Michael MGF too. The way they make the curves is actually really nice. Mine's just slants, so yeah, that's one problem I grew. But I still like how he looks because I gave him a good facial expression and gave him good eyes and all these lines. Yeah, for all these lines, they're just lazily painted. I mean, besides, who cares about like how the leaves look anyway? So I just like paint random lines everywhere, and I put green and stuff on his chest, on his back, and even on his legs, so that way he doesn't look. Because you know, if Groot, he doesn't really have like an actual feel. They look like stumps, so that's what I was trying to recreate. So yeah, everything else is basically self-explanatory, and my battery's almost dying. I gotta recharge soon, and I use the Woody's arms and legs, and he's very much reasonable in size with like other minifigures. I mean, he's perfect in size, you can see, but except for Rocket, who's like up to here. But I couldn't do anything for Rocket anyway because I like him in his minifig form. So if you guys want to see the back of his head, it's just really nothing. So yeah, I can't believe that I actually made these figures and showed it to you guys because they look really cool. And yeah, these brown hands are kind of annoying, but there's nothing else I could do about it. If I can't just like paint on top of it, because what if he's holding something, or what if and plus if you paint anything on hands, they usually get scratched off really easily. I mean, I have to paint the Winter Soldier's silver bits on his hand like freaking 5 times this week. It's so annoying. So yeah, that's basically it about this minifigure. There's really nothing else I have to say, and he's extremely posable. You can move his legs and back and forth without scraping anything, and so yeah, and that's because I sanded it to make sure you give a little bit extra room. You can kind of see like a little gap here, especially here. That's a huge gap. So yeah, and especially for his arms, I do the same thing. Sand that part so that way it moves freely and it looks cool. And yeah, he has to be one of my easily the top 5 minifigures so far in 2015. It's him and Professor Zoom, or Reverse Flash if you want to call him, and Deathstroke. And so far, so that's pretty cool. Maybe some last Airbender figures just throw them in there. I'll make a list later until the end of this year. And so yeah, that's basically it for Groot. And oh yeah, and just like let you guys know, I am gonna start in G1 Optimus Prime, but it's just I need some time to like plan it out, since it's a big transformer plan. So yeah, anyway, so let's just conclude this showcase and get this over with. So that's all I have for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know by leaving a like below, leaving comments, etc. Ask some questions. And yeah, we're almost close to 2,000 subs. Excuse me. So let's keep them coming. So yep, more questions the better. And I can't wait to make a special. And yes, I will be working on Transformers. I haven't forgot about that. I just need some time to think and how to make, like how should I go with this to make G1 Optimus Prime, because I really want it to look good, so that way you guys can enjoy it. And yeah, because G1 Optimus is big. He's the big thing. So I really want to make it special, and I want to take some time on that. So yep. So that's basically it. And the next minifigures, I'm gonna make that one very, very special, and try to guess what it is. So yeah, that's all I have for today. See ya, guys.